Imagine if one simple, invisible move could rewire your brain. Not with pills, not with therapy, but with awareness. A pause, a breath, a sip of water. Tiny acts that seem irrelevant, but hold the power to stop the oldest force inside you, your unconscious autopilot. For most of your life, your brain has been reacting before you even realize it. Habits, impulses, emotional shortcuts, all running the show. And maybe you've tried to be calmer or think before reacting. But the truth is, you can't outthink your biology. You can only retrain it. What if I told you there's a technique so subtle, so fast, that starts reshaping your neural pathways in real time? No mysticism, no fluff, just neuroplasticity doing what it does best, adapting to a new pattern. And it begins with something as small as a glass of water, a deep breath, or placing your hand over your heart. Before I tell you how it works, here's the truth that most people don't want to face. Your reactions aren't you, they're your past. Every time you explode, withdraw, judge, rush, or repeat an old behavior, it's not you choosing, it's your stored code firing off again. And the more you let it run unchecked, the more your mind becomes noise instead of clarity. That's where this mental training comes in. It's not about controlling others. It's about mastering the most complex system you'll ever operate, your own nervous system. If you've ever felt trapped by your emotions or exhausted by your own overthinking, then stay with me, because what you're about to learn could be the most practical mind training you've ever experienced. A way to reprogram your reactivity, quiet your overfiring neurons, and finally feel like the pilot of your own brain. Now, why does this matter? Because every reaction has a cost. Every emotional shortcut steals clarity from your decisions, empathy from your relationships, and peace from your body. You already know that feeling. Saying something you didn't mean, reacting too fast, replaying the scene in your mind later wishing you had paused. And that pause, that single conscious moment between trigger and response, is where the whole transformation lives. Neuroscientists call it the interruption point. It's the split second where your prefrontal cortex can override your limbic system, where wisdom can interrupt survival mode. And the most fascinating part, you can train it through repetition, through awareness, through micro actions that literally reshape your neural wiring. It's like teaching your brain to breathe again, slowly, deeply, deliberately. Think about it. Every time you pause instead of reacting, every time you breathe before replying, every time you touch your heart or sip that water instead of snapping, you're strengthening the bridge between impulse and intelligence. You're no longer living as a bundle of reflexes. You're living as a conscious architect of your mind. This is not theory, it's measurable. Studies show that even a 2-second interruption can begin rewiring the amygdala's response patterns, lowering cortisol, improving focus, and increasing emotional regulation. A breath, a sip, a touch, it's not superstition, it's self-directed neuroengineering. But here's the paradox. The clearer you become, the calmer you get, the more your frequency shifts. And not everyone around you will shift with you. You'll notice it. Conversations that used to pull you in will feel shallow. People addicted to chaos will think you've changed. And they're right, you have. You're not reacting like them anymore. You're not feeding the same loops. You've stepped out of unconscious choreography, and that threatens anyone still dancing to the old rhythm. So yes, this mind training unlocks clarity, but it also filters your reality. It rearranges who stays near you, and while that might sound painful, it's actually purification. It's the nervous system returning to balance, choosing peace over drama, coherence over noise. Because once you experience real clarity, you can't unsee it. You won't crave chaos anymore. You'll crave precision. And if you're still here listening, good. That means your brain is ready for the next step, the how. In the next part, we'll go deeper into what actually happens inside your mind when you interrupt a reaction. How a single conscious act like lifting a glass of water or pausing to breathe rewires the neural pattern beneath emotion itself, not theory. Science, alive inside your brain. Let's go deeper. When you react impulsively, you're not deciding, you're replaying. Your brain is simply firing old circuits, shortcuts that were built years ago, maybe even decades ago. Every time a situation feels familiar, your nervous system predicts the outcome and jumps ahead of you. That's why sometimes you speak before you think, or feel anger rising before there's even a reason. It's not a lack of willpower, it's wiring. But here's what most people don't know. The same brain that built the pattern can unbuild it. Every neuron that fires can fire differently, if you teach it how. That's where this simple but powerful practice enters. When you stop yourself mid-reaction, When you take that breath or that sip of water, you're not being soft. You're giving your cortex time to return online. In that pause, something remarkable happens. Your amygdala, the emotional alarm of your brain, stops hijacking your response. Your prefrontal cortex, the seat of logic, empathy, and foresight, takes over again. In neuroscience, this is called top-down regulation, when higher intelligence overrides primitive impulse. So that glass of water, that deep inhale, that brief stillness before you answer, they're not just metaphors, they're switches. Literal, biological switches that reroute your neurons, creating microseconds of awareness where chaos used to live. The brain works like a river. The more often you take the same emotional route, anger, defensiveness, frustration, the deeper that channel gets. Soon, every drop of thought flows that way automatically. But when you pause, even for 2 or 3 seconds, you start digging a new path. At first it's shallow. It takes effort. But repetition turns that shallow line into a stream, then into a river. And suddenly, the mind that used to drown you becomes a current you can navigate. That's neuroplasticity. That's training the mind, not through control, but through design. Most people think transformation happens through intensity. They wait for a crisis, a heartbreak, a breakdown to evolve. But your brain changes through consistency, not catastrophe. Tiny, repeated acts of consciousness create massive shifts over time. That's the science of it, and the poetry too. So here's what you can do. At the end of each day, take a moment, just 1 minute, to review. Don't judge yourself. Don't try to fix anything. Just ask, where did I react without awareness? Where did I remember to pause? Where did I breathe, listen, or choose differently? This reflection is not about guilt. It's about feedback. It's your cortex mapping progress. Each time you notice the difference, you reinforce the neural pathway of consciousness. And little by little, chaos gives way to clarity. It's strange, isn't it? That's something so small. A breath, a sip, a pause, could carry so much intelligence. But think about it. Your entire body runs on electrical communication. Your brain is a thunderstorm of light. Every microsecond of calm is a lightning rod redirecting energy from reaction to creation. And when that shift becomes your new normal, people will feel it. You'll speak slower, but mean more. You'll listen deeper, but waste less energy. You'll start choosing peace over winning, and that will confuse those still addicted to noise. Some will misread your calm as distance. They'll think you've become cold, but it's not detachment, it's elevation. You're not vibrating with drama anymore, so they can't find you at the same frequency. You've simply tuned into a higher station of consciousness, one where love is quiet, power is kind, and clarity is magnetic. And here's the beauty. Your presence alone begins to rewire the space around you. When you stay calm, the nervous systems of others unconsciously mirror yours. It's called co-regulation. Your brain teaching their brain what peace feels like. That's how true change spreads, not through preaching, but through coherence. So if this resonates with you, if you've felt the weight of old reactions pulling you back, then commit to this tiny, powerful discipline. Pause, drink the water, breathe before responding, touch your heart before judging, and watch what happens. In your mind, your relationships, and your entire field of perception, you won't just see the world differently, you'll become the difference. Because in the next part, we're going to explore what happens after clarity, when your transformation begins to unsettle the people who still live by impulse, when your peace becomes your filter, and how to keep expanding, even when the world around you doesn't understand your calm. Here's the part no one warns you about. When your mind clears, your world changes. Not because you pushed people away, but because peace naturally filters out what no longer matches your frequency. You'll start noticing it in subtle ways first. The conversations that used to feel normal now sound loud. The chaos that once entertained you feels exhausting. And those who built comfort around your old reactions, the drama, the instant replies, the emotional roller coasters, won't know how to find you anymore. But that's not loss, that's refinement. It's the mind choosing quality over noise. See, most people think awakening means losing everyone. That's not true. You don't lose, you align. You stop orbiting around dysfunction and start attracting coherence. You stop chasing attention and start magnetizing connection. You don't love less, you love cleaner. Because the more conscious you become, the more sacred your energy feels. You no longer give it to everything that knocks. You choose where your light lands. And here's what's fascinating. Your brain reflects that too. Neural networks that used to fire in chaos begin pruning themselves. A process neuroscientists call synaptic pruning. Your mind literally removes what no longer serves efficiency, just like your life does. It's nature's way of saying, keep only what strengthens you. So when people drift away, don't chase. Don't shrink back into old patterns just to keep them near. Because the moment you do, your brain remembers chaos again, and clarity starts to fade. Let them go with love, because something greater is forming, a version of you that no longer needs permission to exist calmly. You see, peace is not passive. It's power under control. It's intelligence at rest. It's knowing you could react and choosing not to. That's the ultimate training of the mind. Not thinking faster, but feeling deeper. Seeing through illusion without needing to fight it. Choosing your own pace, even when the world moves at panic speed. And here's the miracle that happens when you stay consistent. Your calm starts bending reality. You make better decisions. You attract people who match your maturity. You handle conflict without collapsing into it. And slowly, your entire external world starts reflecting the new internal order you've built. That's not coincidence. That's coherence. So tonight, when the day ends, don't just scroll until sleep. Take a minute to review yourself. Gently. Did you breathe when things got tense? Did you notice an old trigger and choose silence instead? Did you sip that water before replying, giving your cortex a second to come back online? If yes, then you trained your mind today. You evolved your brain, and that is no small victory. Tomorrow you'll do it again, a little smoother, a little faster, a little clearer. Because neuroplasticity doesn't need grand gestures. It needs commitment, and you're already doing it. So don't be afraid of who leaves. Be proud of what stays, because clarity will cost you noise, but it will give you peace. It might make you lonelier for a while, but only until your frequency calls in those who can meet you there. The ones who don't just understand your calm, but match it. You'll know them instantly. Their silence will feel like music. Their energy will feel like home. Their words will sound like rest. That's when you'll realize this mind training was never about control. It was about freedom. Freedom from reaction. Freedom from repetition. Freedom from the false idea that chaos means life. Now you know better. You don't need to shout to be heard. You don't need to rush to arrive. You don't need to prove your peace. Just keep your awareness sharp, your breath slow and your heart open, because clarity is contagious. And the more you live in it, the more the world around you starts to remember what calm feels like. If this message resonated with you, don't let it end here. Practice it today. Pause before reacting. Sip the water. Breathe before answering. And when you do, leave a comment, share your experience, or tag the person you know is ready to evolve too. Because together, one pause at a time, we're building a planet that reacts less and responds with consciousness. This is not just clarity, this is evolution. And it starts with you. Subscribe, stay close, and keep walking with us. This is Human Wave, where awakened minds rise into a life of wholeness and fulfillment.